What's up, guys? Foggy Train here. Today, I figured I might as well do a review for Monster Hunter Wilds. It's been a while since I've done a review video for a game, and I actually finished it a little while ago. I think April 8th was the last time I played it. It's been a while. I beat the new bosses, the Orange-Tempered Zoshia or whatever, and then the Mizutsune. Excellent bosses, very, very fun. I fought Zoshia so many times. I got the Zoshia armor and things like that. But I had a lot of fun with this game. I recommend it to people, but I do have my complaints, and I left a Steam review. And my Steam review basically, TLDR is it's fun. I recommend it to people, but I hope that the next Monster Hunter game is not like this. So I grew up. I'm 23 years old. Backstory: when I was young, the Wii came out, and the first Monster Hunter game I ever played was Monster Hunter 3 Try. And this game was really probably the first like RPG game that I ever played in my life, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I wasn't good at it. I was very young at the time. So I don't know what year it came out. Maybe 2009, was it? So I would have been like 7, 8 or so. I couldn't beat many things by myself, I'll say. So it was one of those games that when I was younger, it was me and my older brother, and I'd watch my older brother beat all these bosses, and I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, well now it's my turn to play, and then I'd have him beat the boss for me. So I didn't even play much of it, but whatever I did play, I wasn't really doing the quests that were fighting the big bosses. I was doing like the fetch quests, or like slay 5 of the little things that live in the water. I forgot what they're called, but they're like aptonoths, eptonoths, or something like that. The little swimming things that are nice. The easy quest is what I would do, and I had a blast. And through the years, I played a little bit more, and I got a little bit older, and I got a little bit better, and I beat more bosses. I never actually beat that game. My brother never did either. But still, we have hundreds of hours in this game, and it was so fun. And it was so difficult, but that was what made it so enjoyable and so rewarding. And then years later, I ended up playing Dark Souls. And I got that same feeling of, man, this is so difficult, but it's so rewarding. And that's what really stuck me with the Dark Souls series. I beat all the Dark Souls games. I beat Elden Ring. I platinumed Elden Ring on 2 platforms. And I just love that kind of gameplay now, where it's so challenging, but you learn the boss's moves over time. And you feel rewarded whenever you overcome an obstacle. Fast forward a little bit from Monster Hunter 3, and Monster Hunter World comes out. This was the next Monster Hunter that I played after Monster Hunter 3. I liked Monster Hunter World a lot, actually. I thought it was very fun. I was super addicted to that for a while also. I never beat the DLC. The game introduced the Scout Flies and things like that, making the game a lot more streamlined, but it still had some difficulty to it. You still kind of hunted the monster, you know? In Monster Hunter World, you'd find like tracks or like dung or something from the monster that the monster isn't shown for you automatically. You still have to kind of search for it, you know. Fast forward a little bit further, and that's gone now in Monster Hunter Wilds. You have a grapple where you no longer have to get down to the ground and search for something. You just kind of reach for it with your grapple, and you click one button and it's in your inventory. As soon as the quest starts, the monster is on your map. You already know it at all times. Even whenever you go out into the wild, not during a quest, every large monster is already there for you. Which is kind of frustrating to me, because doesn't feel like a Monster Hunter game. You're not hunting, it's just like monster fighter, kinda. It really does make me mad. You can meld gems, and there's all kinds of different functions, but the problem is the game is so easy, you don't really need to worry about ever doing that. It doesn't feel like it really matters what element is on my weapon. It doesn't really feel like it matters if I bring potions with me. I never had to buy a potion once in this game. I beat the whole thing. I died, I think, once? Maybe twice? In the whole campaign. And that's kind of just upsetting. I like breezing through games, but when it comes to a Monster Hunter game, I expect that challenge to be there. When I played Monster Hunter World kicked my ass. Bad. Monster Hunter Wilds is not like that. So back whenever you played Monster Hunter 3, okay, let's go back to then. Whenever you drink a potion, you flex after in like a forced animation. You couldn't roll out of that. You were stuck with it. If you wanted to gather some herbs, you got down on the ground and you dug for a little bit. Then you got down on the ground and you dug for a little bit for another one, and you did that over and over again until you got everything, all the resources there. You wanted to mine some ore? Okay, well now go buy a pickaxe, walk over to the ore, and you hit it. And then you have an ore. And you hit it again. And now your pickaxe broke, so you gotta go get another pickaxe. I like that though. It makes it harder, and like it more drags it out. So I'll give you an example of how I feel about this. Take Minecraft. Okay? Let's say you start 2 realms with your friends. You start a creative realm where you already have everything there for you. It's super simplified, it's easy, you just build whatever you want. And then you start a survival realm where you have to work for everything. And you actually have to put in effort for everything that you do. Which realm do you think is gonna last longer? Which one do you think people are gonna play on longer? It's gonna be the survival one. To go back to the mining, in Monster Hunter Wilds, you don't need a pickaxe for one, and you don't even really do a mining animation. You literally just like punch the ore thing, the vein, and then you just grab all the ore out of it. It's like the simplest thing ever. It's just, it makes me mad. And then on top of all this, the monsters are just super easy. You'll finish a fight in like 7 to 15 minutes, like max. The sacrets are automatically locked in to the monsters, except for whenever they're not, and they'll just run straight into a wall, and you have to keep steering them away, it's really, sacrets are really frustrating, and the maps are not designed in a way that makes them memorable. They're designed around the sacrets. They're designed with the idea of, oh, we get to make this massive world, and that's what people want. People want big, they don't want detailed. And we can go back to, I'd say we could go back to Monster Hunter 3, but we don't even need to go all the way back to Monster Hunter 3 for the environments to have more detail. You can go back and look at Monster Hunter World even, and those areas are more memorable than the areas in Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is so big, and it's like there's no clear distinction necessarily between the areas, it feels like. They're all just kind of there to technically be an area of the style of the old map, but it's so seamless now that it all kind of feels the same, and nothing stands out anymore. Let's go back to Monster Hunter 3 again. I'm sorry, I'm an old stinky grandpa, and I'm complaining about this because if you think about Monster Hunter 3's world, you have like Area 7, I think it was, or Area 6, that's like the cave. And then you have another area that's like a more open cave. It's not really a cave. I mean, it's like more like a grotto where there's this big pond underneath that you could swim in, or where you can't jump into it, but it's there. And then you go out and there's this little like alcove where the Jaggy spawn and Great Jaggy and all that. And then you climb up to this one little small area that's a nest that there'll be like a Raytheon or a Rathalos there. And that's where you know it's going to go to nest and rest whenever it's hurting. You have the water areas, which that's a whole nother thing that I could talk about forever of how we need to bring water combat back and water areas back. But that's a whole nother subject. So I'm not even going to really touch on that right now. Then you go to Monster Hunter Wilds and you have the desert. And everything is just desert. And it's like nothing really is different anywhere. All the areas are pretty much the same. They kind of have all the same monsters throughout it-ish. And then there will be like a cave-ish area, but it's not like a unique-looking cave. It kind of just looks like the whole rest of the environment. And I don't know, man. It's just, it kind of disappoints me. But I say all this to get out my frustrations, because I had to. This is a therapy video for me that I'm just venting out to the world. But I really liked Wilds. I really genuinely did enjoy the game after I beat the campaign. Before the campaign, all I did was complain to my friends about how many cutscenes there are. Let's talk about one more thing. Before I get to talking about the fact that I actually enjoyed the game. Oh my god. The Palico talking like a human man or girl, I don't even know. It's so frustrating when I hear my little cat saying, "Hey, ugly, over here." That's so, it's just nasty. My cat shouldn't be talking like that. My cat should be going like, "Meow." That's the cat noises in Monster Hunter. Why are they talking like a person? I don't want my cat to talk like a person. I want it to sound like a weird little cat creature thing. Anyway, that's one of my biggest complaints. And then biggest. Okay, anyway, the amount of just dialogue in this game is just unreal. The cutscenes, I'm like, man, is this like a character driven game now more than just like a fight monsters? Why are we having so much character development? This is a game about fighting monsters. And it's not to say it's a bad story. That's not what I'm saying at all. It would be a good story in a game that is typically about those kinds of stories. But Monster Hunter is about fighting monsters and like saving areas and stuff. But now you're having this internal conflict with this kid who's like, oh man, I just got to be free, and this monster's lived his whole life in jail just like me, and now this is the first choice he's ever got to make. And it's like, well buddy, the first choice he made was to start killing everything and messing up the environment, the ecosystem, you know, so like we kind of have to kill him. And he's like, no, please. Dude, shh. I don't like Nata at all. I did not like his character. I didn't like most of the story for this game. Because of, like, that's not what I look for in a Monster Hunter game. I'm not looking for human cutscenes. The cutscenes I look for in a Monster Hunter game are the cool ass clips of monster introductions tearing up another monster. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care that Nata just met his like adopted father or whatever. I don't even know their relationship because I didn't care enough about it. Wow, I'm getting heated about this. I haven't even talked about this in a minute. It's really it's really frustrating. So I don't like that about the game. But let's get positive now. Now that we're 14 minutes into the video, let's talk about some positives. The armors look super sick. The weapons look super sick. I have only used the longsword. In Monster Hunter World, I pretty much cheesed the whole game with a lance. And I said, you know what? In this game, I don't want to make it... Oh, I'm about to complain again. I don't want to make it too easy, so I'm going to use a longsword. Long story short, the game was still incredibly easy with a longsword. It could just be that longswords are really good. I don't know. But I feel like it probably would have been even easier with a lance because the lance is just ridiculously easy. At least it was in World anyway. But I used a longsword. I had a blast with it. I love the combos and stuff like that you can do. It feels super, super satisfying. I think if the monsters had more health, I would like the injury system or wound system a little bit more. I do think it's interesting. I think that's probably one of the best things that they added is the wound system, is that in that it makes the combat feel really, really like, it feels like I'm at a casino and I'm hearing the slot machine like jingling, you know, like ringing and making all these noises when you slam that glowing red spot and you just see all these numbers fly up and you're dealing massive amounts of damage. That is awesome. That feels good. It just sucks that you're doing so much damage in one go to the point where the monster dies so fast. that's the only issue with that. But I think they can tweak it. I think they can just kind of... There's just some balancing that needs to be done regarding monster health and damage and that kind of thing. But that's not a huge issue for me. The other issues are unfixable, unfortunately, without a whole new game. All the monsters are really uniquely designed. They have some really, really cool like movement and stuff. Like I'm trying to think of the names of some of the like squid like monsters that when I saw, it blew me away of how well, like, I guess engineered or what you would say or like rigged the models are, of how fluid the movement is for the tentacles and things like that. It's so incredibly well done. Also, the game looks really, really good. It doesn't run excellent on my PC. I have a 3070 PC, 3070 RTX GPU with a AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. To put that out there. So, it's kind of getting old now, unfortunately. The game runs fine. It just has to be at like medium to high. Definitely no ray tracing or anything like that. All the monsters are really cool. They're really pretty much all fun to fight too. Like, I mean, I go back and I'll fight the first monster that you fight in the game, and he's still a really fun fight. Like, none of them kind of get old, really. Gore Magala or Magala or whatever, he's super cool. Zoshia obviously is awesome. Mizutsune. And then, God, what's his name? The pretty much cover thing. Arkveld is his name. Arkveld's also really, really fun. I really liked Raydal. So most of these bosses, like I said, I played Monster Hunter 3 Try and then I played Monster Hunter World. So most of these bosses I had never fought before, other than like Raytheon and Rathalos. But so it was really cool to play this, and like I had a blast learning these new monsters' moves and things like that, and they're really, really cool. Speaking of, they're going to be adding Lagiacrus in August, hopefully around my birthday. That's like a perfect gift. Dude, Lagiacrus is my favorite monster. I cannot wait for this. I hope they do them right, because I know they're probably not going to be putting in water movement or anything like that anytime soon. But so I hope that on land the fight is still going to be really good, because it was really fun fighting him underwater in Monster Hunter 3. But that's okay. I'm just glad to have him back. I'm glad to be able to see the armor and weapons again, and just have Lagiacrus in a game, and hopefully be in the next one also. That'd be awesome, even though it's probably like 6 years away. Whatever though. They updated Monster Hunter Wilds, and they put in the Gathering Hub, I think it's called. And I like the Gathering Hub. It was pretty cool. I played the little bowling game a couple times, but I mean, you can only really have so much fun with that before it gets kind of repetitive. I did the festival thing, and I watched the little creature sing on the podium. That was interesting. The most fun that I have in this game is just joining people's SOS flares and just helping them beat monsters. It really is, like, it's really fun to just fight the same monster over and over again. The most fun monster I find to fight is the Arch-Tempered Zoshia, because that's a hard fight. I say it's a hard fight. It really, okay, I'm going to be honest. That fight is not hard at all. It just takes a long time, and a lot of people don't understand the mechanics of where you have to hide on the map so that you don't get damaged. And it results in a lot of people dying, and it results in me getting very frustrated with these people, because we just spent 30 to 40 minutes in this fight, and then you die because you don't know how to play the mission, and I just wasted my time and a voucher. But that's okay, because it's all about the learning experience, and it's still fun regardless. Even if you lose, you're like, oh dang it, and then you just do another one. Even if you lose a voucher, that kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. Moral of the story is, I have a lot of issues with this game. Like, I have a lot of issues with this game. But I really, really, really enjoy my time with it also. And I think most people will. I think hardcore Monster Hunter fans are going to have a lot of issues with this game. But I also think they're going to have a good time with it. I think it's going to be hard to not have a good time with this game, because it really is fun, even if it is lacking in a lot of the areas that made Monster Hunter Monster Hunter. All I can really hope is that in the DLC, they add more interesting and unique monsters that really ramp up the difficulty. And I really hope that in the next Monster Hunter game, they stay more true to the core experience of what Monster Hunter is, which is the difficulty, which is finding monsters, not having them appear for you immediately on your map, having to be strategic in when you use potions and when you want to gather and all this. That's what makes Monster Hunter a Monster Hunter game. That's what makes this not feel like a Monster Hunter game to me. So that's pretty much all I have really to say about that. If I had to rate this Monster Hunter game, it feels hard. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. You know what? Scratch that. This is a good game. It's just not good considered being a Monster Hunter game. I don't think it's a good Monster Hunter game, but I think it's a good game. So disregard my scale for it completely and just go play it for yourself. If you think you would enjoy it, try it out. Don't even worry about what it is on my scale. Go play it. I recommend you play it. I can tell you that right now. If it was out of yes or no, I say yes. Go play this game. But I don't really feel comfortable having so much bias being able to put a number on this game. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. Go check out the game. Let me know your thoughts. If you've played it already, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to argue about whether or not this is as good as a Monster Hunter game, we can do that. But I can already tell you that it isn't, and you're wrong. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, and you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.